everybody, welcome back to another Vincent ASMR video. I'm actually going to turn the gain up a little bit here. And today we are going to be talking about some life advice. I am only 21 and I am very much not a professional I'm not a life coach or anything, but I figured I'd come on here and give some things that I've learned in my 21 years of living, and I'd give those to you guys. They're not in any particular order, and they're not necessarily like fixed things, and obviously different things apply to different people's lifestyles and everything. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and comment down below what you guys want to see in the future. Let's get right into it. So, number one. Now, this is probably the most important one for me. And when I was really young, not really young, but I don't know, like teenager, I remember we were going to wash my dad's car, and I always hated doing it because just just a pain to do, to be honest. And he would pay us for it, but he didn't pay us like anything, you know. It was very like small, you know, $5 or something like that. Obviously that's like a good amount of money, but still. And I remember me and my brother were like, oh, it takes so long to wash the car, it's just not worth it. And then my dad was like, you guys are letting your emotions control like the reality of the situation. So we went down to the garage and cleaned my dad's car in 27 minutes. And that was kind of the time that I realized, like, wow, like my emotions were affecting the decision I made, even though like in reality it doesn't take long at all to wash that car. It only took 27 minutes, not even half an hour. And in my head I was thinking it's taking an hour or two. Like, that was kind of the moment where I realized that, you know, don't let your emotions control your reality, and that's especially important when you're making decisions. So I don't know how I would word that exactly, but maybe don't let emotions come in the way of rationality or reality. So I think that's really important for anyone that does let their emotions kind of take over them sometimes. So yeah, that is kind of the first thing on my list and the most important thing that has been in my life. Number two is a very basic piece of advice, and that is to just do it. And I'm sure everyone's heard that a billion times before. And then when it comes to situations where they're dreading something or whatever, they don't ever do anything. So in the past year or so, I've kind of started implementing this new psychological tool. And anytime I don't want to do something, I just go like 3, 2, 1, and then I get up and do it. Sometimes it'll be like when for example, I went to the beach over the summer, and I really didn't want to get in the water because I love just like laying on the beach in the sun, and the water feels really cold to me. But I was just like 3, 2, 1 and jumped in. Or sometimes it'll be like when I've just been sitting around doing nothing for a while, and then I need to get up and do something else. And I'm sure you guys all know how easy it is to fall into the trap of just watching YouTube videos or Netflix. So I'll be like 3, 2, 1 and just get up and go. Because it kind of helps you get past that, I don't know, that like, oops, sorry, that, I don't know, the resistance that's facing you, you know. So yeah, I would definitely try and implement some sort of just do it into your life, no matter whatever, you know. So yeah, those are probably the two most important things That's especially important if any of you guys are in high school or even college/university. You know, if you ever did anything embarrassing, if you ever did anything where you think you look stupid, next time you see that person, or next time you see those people after you did something stupid or whatever, like, no one's gonna remember it except you, and no one's gonna be thinking about it except you. People always think about their own mistakes and stuff more than they think about other people's. That's just human nature. And yeah, you know, that's just the reality of human nature. So whenever you're stressed about maybe having done something stupid or embarrassing in front of some people, they're definitely not thinking about it. Like, that's just how it is. So yeah, that was number 3. My next piece of life advice would be to pursue passions. I'm just gonna leave it at that. In terms of like the title of it, I'm obviously gonna elaborate. So I have a job. I work in marketing. I also have many passions, including this channel. I also love music. And I really do encourage all of you to pursue passions, and that doesn't mean like going and getting a job in what you love to do, but that just means never stop doing what you love. Because I've met so many people, especially in university, and I'll ask them what they do, and they just tell me like, oh, I study this, and then I'm like, yeah, but like, what do you do, you know, like, with your life? And they're just like, oh yeah, I'm like studying this so that I can get a job in this, and that's kind of it. Like, and it's, you know, I don't want to be mean to anyone, but it is kind of sad, and not very, I don't know. It's like if I was ever meeting someone for the first time and they told me that, I would definitely be like, oh, well, that's kind of lame. Like, that's kind of boring. Just like having no passions. It's very, you know, and it's easy to kind of let go of passions as you get older because, like, obviously you get more busy with stuff. But it's really important, I think, to have some sort of creative outlet or some sort of passion, because it lets you, first of all, it helps with like de-stressing yourself from your day-to-day life, whatever, whether that's your job or anything else. It lets you just do so much more than just kind of like exist and, in my case, make money, you know. And currently I don't make money out of my passions, but that would definitely be an amazing thing to achieve one day. So yeah, that would be my number 4, I think. I think we're on number 4 now. So yeah, definitely embrace your passions. You don't necessarily have to make them your job, but yeah. My fifth piece of life advice, and this one isn't, I'm not trying to sound bitter here, it very much does sound bitter, but I would say don't be afraid to not be friends with someone. And that kind of means, like, I know so many people that like are so positive about everyone, and like it's a great thing to be positive. I think I'm a very positive person. But like, if someone annoys me or someone pisses me off, or like they have a bad energy or a bad vibe, like, I don't want to be friends with them, and I don't try and force a friendship, and I don't like hang out with them. And I think that's okay. You do not have to be friends with everyone you meet, or everyone that you know, and it's okay to cut friends off that used to be friends but aren't friends anymore. I think that is very important, obviously, because you're growing as a person, other people are growing as people, and whatever the saying is, you're a combination of like the 5 people you surround yourself with the most, or whatever. So just surround yourself with people that support but also people that will, you know, tell you when you're wrong. Just true friends and everything. I think that's very important. Don't be afraid to, yeah, just cut people off if you think it will benefit you in the long run. Alright, let's get on to number 6. I think we're on number 6. And for some reason, this is frozen. Wow, this is frozen. I'm trying to think if I remember it off the top of my head. I remember one of them. I don't know if this is number 6, but yeah, or even on number 6 anymore. But that would be to be more understanding of what you don't see in people's lives. You know, especially now that mental health is such a big and talked about thing, which is great. There are a lot of people obviously dealing with stuff that you don't see. And I think that, whoops, I think that, you know, everyone should be more understanding of kind of what they don't see. Because everyone's kind of going through something, and all problems are relative. You know, someone could have $1 trillion and still obviously have issues. So yeah, I would definitely say to kind of be more understanding of what you don't see. Try and be compassionate. Try and understand other people's views. That kind of goes into that. And you know, the way that you view the world isn't the way that everyone else views it. Everyone is battling their own things and their own whatevers, you know, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I would say just be more understanding. Okay, number 7. The page has unfrozen, or my thing that I had open was unfrozen. And that would be to take responsibility. And I think that is part of growing up. And I've noticed that I've gotten better with it as I've gotten older. But I think still it is something that you actually actively have to do. I think when you get older and you make mistakes, it is essential to recognize that that was your fault and grow from it. Obviously, when we're kids, you know, we're always trying to blame someone else or playing the blame game, especially if you guys have brothers and sisters. I'm sure you know the whole deal. But I would say definitely accepting blame or obviously praise, you know, whatever the responsibility is. Obviously, that doesn't mean just for bad things, but learning how to accept criticism or praise or blame, things like that. I think learning how to deal with that and grow from that is really, really, really important. And obviously, you know, I remember times where my parents would like yell at me when I was younger and I'd cry about it and stuff. And I can safely say now that doesn't happen. But definitely a piece of life advice if you're learning to grow, or yeah, I would just say grow from your mistakes. Okay, number 8. Don't ever make a rational decision under intense emotion. This one is very important. Super important. I wouldn't say I'm a particularly emotional person, but I've definitely been in situations where I've been pissed off or angry or even very happy and things like that. And I think our brains love to feel like they're acting in a rational way when they're being very emotional. So if you have had a very bad day at work, or you're having arguments with your significant other, or $100 on the street. Do not make a big decision in that moment. Never make a big decision in that moment, because that reality that you're in when you're angry or pissed off or whatever isn't a neutral reality, isn't a neutral space. So I would say definitely do not make it. I don't think I've personally ever done anything like that, but it's definitely you know, something to consider, especially in those very stressful situations. So yeah, let's go to I think we're on number 9 now, but I could be wrong. Yes, we're on number 9. I would say, to be more in the present, and that may not mean anything to some of you, but what I'm saying is kind of like, we live in such a fast world at the moment that it's very hard to kind of slow down. So I would definitely recommend to anyone that maybe feels like life is moving a bit fast, to definitely try and slow down and kind of appreciate what you have. You know, we live in a place where everyone's always focused on the future, I feel like. So it's very important to, yeah, it's very important to kind of appreciate what you have in the moment. Obviously, you know, things in life can change drastically in just a day, so I think it is very important to kind of just appreciate what we have, and be very present and in the moment. I don't really have too much more to say about that. If you guys are curious more about what that is, then you can look up mindfulness. Definitely a thing that I kind of am practicing at the moment. And yeah. So let's get on to the last one here. I had quite a few that I wanted to put on this list. But yeah. I'm trying to choose one right now, actually. I had quite a few and they're all pretty good, but I just wanted to make a 10 thing. And I don't know whether to go with something obvious or something not so obvious. Obviously, I can make a part 2. If you guys want a part 2, let me know down in the comments. Yeah, I'll go with this. My tip number 10 is to set goals. And that sounds really boring, and it kind of is on paper, but I think if you kind of know what you want in life, or you have an idea of what you want, then you should definitely set some sort of goal to get there, because I think it's very easy for life, or for sometimes to easily pass you by. And I think it's really important to try and work towards something. And for me, you know, trying to get this channel 2,000 subscribers by the end of 2020, subscribe if you're not already, is a goal, and it kind of keeps me going. Even today, I didn't even really feel like filming, but I have that goal of getting 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and that's the thing that kind of motivates me to start filming and set up the microphone and record video and audio and then edit this and put it out. So I would definitely suggest setting yourself some goals. It really does help, depending on who you are. Anyways, guys, that has been another Vincent ASMR video about life advice. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below what you want to see in the future, or if you want a part 2, and please subscribe, because we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by 2020. I will catch you guys next time. See ya.